Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Thursday, the 10th of October. I'm your host, Stephanie Miller. Thanks so much for joining us. We are continuing on by looking at some of our favorite segments that we've had here on Mornings on Main Street. So today we start with Ranger Tim Wheatley from Montgomery Bell State Park, located in Dixon. He shares with us the programs and other areas that you and your family can explore. After that, we're in the kitchen with Devon and Sylvia Ganier from Green Door Gourmet. They're always cooking up something good and sharing recipes and just knowledge about food that we may not have. So they're always full of great information. They have a great segment for us this morning. And then we are looking back at our interview with Green House Ministries. We are highlighting once again the work being done by Green House Ministries in the Murfreesboro, Rutherford County area. Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have that and more coming up.
He shoots, and he scores! Here at Rock and Roll Sushi, we're proud to be the original American-style sushi restaurant founded on great food and rock and roll music, boasting concepts and flavors that are big, bold, and loud. We're the only place to experience the rock you love and the rolls you love with the ones you love. Come see for yourself why we're the best sushi experience in town. Find us at 108 Morris Road in Clarksville or visit our website at rockandrollsushi.com.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel, urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Thomas Drugs, serving our community since the early 1900s. We're a full-service drugstore and soda fountain located in a building on Main Street that is on the National Register of Historic Places. We have a staff of pharmacists with over 70 years of experience, and we are committed to offering the best care and service to our community. We're now offering healthcare testing and treatment with positive results, a one-stop shop. Stop by our pharmacy today or visit our website at thomasdrugs.net.
Three lakes and almost 4,000 beautiful acres here at Montgomery Bell State Park in Burns. To tell us about all that you can get involved in here at the park and what you can see, we have Interpretive Ranger Tim Wheatley with us today. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you for having me today.
And you know, in addition to just the beautiful sights here, you guys offer a lot of programs.
Yeah, we have a lot of activities here at Montgomery Bell. We do interpretive programs such as birds of prey programs, reptile programs, mammal programs. We do a lot of hikes. I was on the Harpeth River yesterday, actually. So we do canoe floats, kayak floats. We canoe and kayak on the lakes. We do a lot of different things. We're going to have a star viewing program this Saturday.
Okay.
So we do a lot of different things that pertain to the natural, cultural, historical aspects of this park.
That is wonderful. We're going to talk more about that star viewing program that you can take part in on Saturday. It's going to be just a little bit later in our conversation. First off, tell me about some of the flight birds that you have that you can see right behind us.
Right. We used to do rehabilitation at Montgomery Bell, and as a byproduct of that, we have some animals that can't be released back into the wild. So what we do is we use those animals that are non-releasable, and we do interpretive programs on the importance of raptors and the animals in general at Montgomery Bell.
Raptors and owls.
Well, raptors are owls. So
really?
Owls, eagles, hawks, falcons, they're all considered raptors.
Learn something new every day. Where can we find all of the programs that you offer?
So if you go on our website, if you go to Tennessee State Parks and then find Montgomery Bell, we have an upcoming events link there. And you can find all the activities that are coming up, as well as some of the special events that we have here. Some of them are fee-based, like some of our canoe floats, things like that. But most of our programs, especially in the campground, are free. The star viewing, for example, that's free. Most of our hikes are free. Most of our talks are free. And we have special things like cart tours, archery programs, things like that we charge a small fee for.
But still, what a wonderful thing to be able to get involved in, even at a small fee. And for those in or around Dickson County and those visiting our area, it's a great thing to be able to take part in.
Right. And most of our programs are free, as I said. The fee programs, actually, you are one-on-one with a ranger for a longer period of time, and it involves more equipment and more in-depth programs.
Gotcha. And talk to me about some of the recreational water activities that you have for the rest of the summer months.
So, I mean, on your own, you can actually go into Lake Woodhaven or Creech Hollow Lake. You can take your own boat. You don't have to have a special permit or anything like that. You can go fishing on your own with a Tennessee fishing license. But as far as my kind of programs, I take visitors out. I do have a Harpeth River canoe float coming in August. I have a kayaking program, I think, in September. I have to look on the upcoming events because I have so many. And I think I have another canoe float scheduled around the 4th of July weekend. Or I'm sorry, the Labor Day weekend. We just finished the 4th of July weekend.
Again, like you said, you have so many events going on. And in addition to that, they also have a welcome center here at Montgomery Bell. What can people find inside?
Right. At the office, we do have a small display on the Civilian Conservation Corps and some exhibits in the back room with our reptiles. Also, there's a small gift shop there. And this is where you can buy our Tennessee State Park honey that we actually make here. We're going to have over 400 jars this year, and in back of us, right in back of us, in the back of the aviary, is one of our beehives that actually makes this honey. So you can come out here and get some raw honey, and it supports the bee program that we have here, and all the money goes back to the beehives so we can get more beehives and more bees and produce more honey.
That's wonderful, and that is what you're seeing now. So some of the video that you're seeing the beehives, and then the bees also, as they're pollinating and the flowers, you're seeing the bees that are actually from the beehive, which is so cool to see. It is super hot out here. Do you ever get used to this?
No.
Not at all. What is it like to come in an interpretive ranger position to learn all about the park that you're working in? Because you've been here for a few years now, correct?
Yes, I've worked for Tennessee State Parks over 30 years, and I've been here about 19 years. Every park is different, so my job is to interpret the park story to the visitor that's never been here, or been here and didn't know the story. So my job when I first come in here is to learn every aspect of the park, every plant, every animal, every historical figure that's ever been here, and all the stories that are supposed to be told.
What's your favorite part? What's your favorite story or favorite aspect of the park?
Well, I did start the Raptor program here. So I would say the Raptor program is my kind of baby. And, you know, you were here the other day when I was feeding them. And, you know, it's a program that you have to volunteer for. They can't say, hey, you're going to be over the Raptor program. You actually have to care about it, because you have to, sometimes you have to come in on your days off, and sometimes you got to raise money from private entities to get food for them and things like that. You got to find vets. So it's more than just doing the program. It's supporting the birds in the background what nobody ever sees.
Right. And that was a really cool sight, and shame on me for not getting video of that, but it was really neat to watch. Last question for you, for the hikers out there, for maybe the older individuals and the kids, how challenging are the trails?
Now, Montgomery Bell has over 10 miles of hiking trail, and we have mountain bike trails on the other side of the highway. But most of our trails are moderate to easy. But just because it's moderate to easy, you should be prepared. You know, wear proper footwear, bring water. You know, if you're not in shape, don't go on a 10-mile hike right away. You know, but most of them, there's not a lot of hills, and there's different mileage. So if you're just starting out, you can maybe go on the Jim Bailey Trail, which is right here, which is less than a mile.
Okay.
But if you're an experienced hiker and you're planning to go on a big trip, you might want to, a lot of people do this, they'll go train on the Montgomery Bell Trail, which is over 10 miles. And we do have a big trail run that people train for here. We have a 50K in December called the Bell Ringer.
Okay.
And that's a big event that we have in December. And we have over 500 runners every year.
Wow.
And 50K is a lot. I don't do 50Ks. But these are really experienced runners. But we have other runs in between the year. We have the Three Lakes run. We have several.
Just check out the events page at Montgomery Bell State Park.
Yeah, because like in the mountain bike trail, I know they have events, and I think there's something on the events page for they have to be timed to be in a certain event.
Okay.
So make sure you do that if you're into mountain biking.
Oh, fantastic. Ranger Wheatley, is there anything I haven't asked you that you would want to share?
Well, for those that have lived here for a long time, Dixon County, my experience working in state parks all these years, people that live closest to the park are the ones that don't come. They might go to Fall Creek Falls or Reelfoot Lake or something like that, but I have people all the time say, I lived in Dixon all my life for 10 years, and I've never been on one of these trails. So come on out if you're local. There's no access fee, so you can come and do a lot of things are free. I mean, there's things you can do that's going to cost you, like golfing or eating at the restaurant or stuff like that, but most of our stuff is free and open to the public.
Which is fantastic. Again, I grew up here with Montgomery Bell State Park right in my backyard, came here often. We had our family reunions here at the park. The paddle boat, as you saw at the beginning of the show, that was my absolute favorite. So thank you so much. Put Montgomery Bell State Park on your destination places this summer or the fall or really anytime throughout the year.
Yeah.
Ranger Wheatley, thank you for your time. I'm going to let you cool off. We are sweating out here. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
All right.
He shoots, and he scores! Here at Rock and Roll Sushi, we're proud to be the original American-style sushi restaurant founded on great food and rock and roll music, boasting concepts and flavors that are big, bold, and loud. We're the only place to experience the rock you love and the rolls you love with the ones you love. Come see for yourself why we're the best sushi experience in town. Find us at 108 Morris Road in Clarksville or visit our website at rockandrollsushi.com.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Thomas Drugs, serving our community since the early 1900s. We're a full-service drugstore and soda fountain located in a building on Main Street that is on the National Register of Historic Places. We have a staff of pharmacists with over 70 years of experience, and we are committed to offering the best care and service to our community. We're now offering healthcare testing and treatment with positive results, a one-stop shop. Stop by our pharmacy today or visit our website at thomasdrugs.net.
Welcome back. Are you ready to learn a little bit about potatoes? Well, Devon O'Day and Sylvia Ganier talk about the different types of potatoes and how you can use them best. Here's more in today's Devon's table.
Welcome in, everybody. And whether you're Irish or not, there's usually a potato that is your friend. And, with the low-carb diets and stuff, people don't talk as much about potatoes anymore. But I'm going to tell you, there's never been a potato I didn't like.
And potatoes actually are not that unhealthy for you. It is more about the stuff that we put on them that gets us.
Oh, see, there you go. Well,
I need cheese.
Of course, I like butter and sour cream. Yeah,
I need butter. I need sour cream. I need extra salt. I need all that. But potatoes can be our friend. But I thought we would talk just about potatoes in general.
Okay.
So, as a farmer, there are certain potatoes that grow better than others. For general purposes, as we know, Idaho is the king for our utility or our russet potato, and that is truly the workhorse potato that you find in the kitchen. If it just says potatoes, you can always use these.
Yeah,
if it doesn't
great
specify.
for baking and all that. So good. So
and
good.
The other ones that you find most commonly in the grocery store are your new red potatoes.
Oh, yes.
And they are truly better when they are newly dug, because the skin just kind of disintegrates as you're cooking or boiling them. Now, we were talking before, Devon, when you've been out to see us here on the farm, about the different sizes or grades of potatoes. And so just to go back through that really simply is A is the largest size, and it's going to be this size or larger. And then you have a B size, which is about right there. And then you have C, which is the tiny taters.
Your tiny tots.
And then you have these little bitty guys that you can find.
I see these all the time, and I go, how do you use those?
These are creamers.
Oh, okay.
And if you are trying to avoid using butter, sour cream, extra things in your potatoes, these are the best ones because they're naturally creamy.
Oh, okay.
They cook super fast.
Do you need to peel them?
You don't peel them. You just put them in a little pot of water, boil them until they're fork tender, pour them off. My husband likes to mash them up and put just a little tiny bit of butter and a tiny bit of salt, and they're delicious just like that.
Wow.
They don't need as much. They're not a high maintenance potato.
And you can make a great potato soup with that too.
I'll just drop them in, either whole or halved. It'd be really good. So, and then we have Yukon Gold potatoes.
Y'all, frying these up in a skillet with some onion, they make the great, some people call them hash browns, I call them fried potatoes, but those Yukon Golds are, so good that way.
Yes, they have a different starch content than the other potatoes do, so they work really, really super, super well for mashed potatoes as well. And so when you cut them, the reason they're called Yukon Gold, and I have some that are cut right here, they have kind of a goldish color to the flesh versus the white of a traditional russet potato. So Yukon Gold.
Can I ask you, if you're going to cut these, a lot of times you like to do your food prep in advance and have them in the refrigerator. If you're going to, can you store these in the refrigerator and then use them like the next day?
In water.
Okay, put them in water because sometimes they turn dark, and so.
That's water is your friend. Make sure that there's water to cover the potato and put a lid on it. Oxygen is what is turning it brown, just like with an apple or anything else. So the water gives you a barrier. The lid stops anything from rumbling around when you jostle it in the refrigerator.
And once they're dark, you can't turn them back.
No, then you just have to fry them crispy and nobody knows they were brown.
Okay, that's the answer to that question. Now what about these? Is that just another russet potato? What is this?
This one is a Yukon Gold, but I brought him specially because he looks a little bit different. What color is coming out from under that?
Green, the green potato.
It's green, and when you start seeing green in your potatoes, that means you have let them sit there a little bit. You haven't gotten to them in a timely manner. You have forgotten your potato. And even though potatoes are low maintenance potatoes,
you're right,
they still need some TLC. So what you're going to do is you're going to peel this potato back just a little bit. And if you can't easily peel away that first layer of green, you just keep seeing green, or it's really green down deep into the potato, you probably don't want to use this potato for eating, because too much of the green chemical that makes it turn is telling this potato, go to seed, make a seed. So watch for the green in potatoes. At that point in time, they'll be really good for your pig.
Yeah.
They'd be really good to, if you've caught it in time, go ahead and cut it in quarters. If it's got a little eye on it, you can plant that.
Okay.
Always when you're planting, as my granddaddy would say, make sure your taters have 2 eyes.
Oh, okay. Plant 2 eyes when you
2 eyes, not 1 eye, 2 eyes. It stands a better chance of germinating.
See all that good stuff. And I always heard that if you don't ever eat the eye of a potato.
It's not very appetizing.
So don't do it.
It's kind of like that bay leaf. Oh.
Beginning January 1, Delta Dental of Tennessee is introducing enhanced benefits for persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
It'll include extra cleaning times for people with special needs, extra time for exams. More importantly, we will create a training program that any dentist office in the state can go online and pick that up.
At Delta Dental, we believe that the quality of oral health care should be accessible and inclusive for all.
At Chapels, we pride ourselves on offering a wide variety of the freshest fruits and vegetables, handpicked just for you. We have a wide selection of the freshest, highest quality meats that will leave your taste buds craving more. Our friendly staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. We believe in treating every customer like family because at Chapels, your family is our family. We've been locally owned and operated for over 60 years. You can visit any of our Chapels locations in Dixon, White Bluff, McEwen, and Centerville.
At Old Hickory Credit Union, we're member-owned, not-for-profit, and eager to serve our Robertson County community. Since 1934, we have strived to provide our members with a safe, reliable place to take care of all their financial needs. From checking accounts to loans to mortgages, we're here to help. Credit unions have to constantly adapt to meet the needs of an ever-changing market. However, one constant will always remain, and that is the service we provide to our members. Stop by our Greenbrier branch today.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way when flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage. It ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
Giving hope to the borough since 1999. That has been the mission of Green House Ministries. We are with the founders today, Cliff and Jane Sharp. First off, both of you, thank you for letting me come into your space.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.
So first, Green House Ministries. Why start this in Murfreesboro? Where did that spark ignite?
Well, it's interesting. Again, we saw a need, and you know, when you see a need, then you see what you can do to fill it. And the need that we saw was a segment of the population, which I literally did not know existed, that do not have dreams and goals and do not think they have opportunity. So we wanted to do whatever we could to help people change their way of thinking. And we knew that part of that would take education. So being a fisherman, our bait is food. And so with food, people come in, and then that gives us an opportunity to visit with them and talk to them, to pray with them, and then see what we can do about opening up classes for them. Of course, we teach all kinds of classes: computer, GED, budgeting, parenting, marriage, cooking, sewing, and on and on and on. Of what we can do to help people.
Now you're seeing some of the video now. You see their kitchen area that they have at Green House Ministries, which is absolutely beautiful with all your tables and your table covering. You see the sewing room. There's also a clinic there that you're looking out. This particular space, though, this building is this is new. It's your drop-off donation spot where people can drop off donations and pick them up. That was the first building for you guys in this particular location, is that correct?
In this location,
right. This is actually the third building. We started out in an apartments complex and working with the police and the city and housing and education. And then we moved over to a larger one, but Jane and Christy had always had a dream or vision for a thrift store. So God just opened this building up for us.
And you're seeing the Green House Ministries thrift store right now. The number of items that you have in here blows my mind. And what blows my mind more than that is people who need it can come in here and get it all for free.
Exactly. Well, they go through the counselor to find out the need because it's another personal touch.
Okay.
And then they will come over with a voucher, or a counselor will come with them to help them pick out what they need. But most of that is done through the spring house, which is around the corner from here, or through the garden patch. Most of this is just storage and sorting.
As beautiful as this is, I know we were chatting a little bit before we started this interview. It's also sad to know this is how much help is needed.
Yes, yes.
What is it like here in Murfreesboro for those who need these type of donations?
Well, we see a lot of people who do not know how to go forward. They just live in a survival mode, and that's sad because they don't have any purpose when they get up in the morning, so if they can just make it through the day. So our goal is to help them discover what God put in them that made them unique and make them want to go forward.
So for those who need your help, where do they go and how can they maybe apply to start getting assistance or help with Green House Ministries?
Of course, they come to the building. 307 South Academy is our new building. And then just come and say, hey, we need help. And the great thing to tell them is we've got plenty of food and clothes. Those are the main two things that people come for. We average about 25 families a day that come through.
Wow. And for volunteers out there who are like, you know what, I have a little bit of extra time. I would love to give my time and help you guys out. How can they do that?
We have a volunteer training every Thursday morning at 10 a.m.
Okay.
So a lot of people come with their own dreams and visions, which fit in great with Greenhouse. A lot of our programs started because of volunteers, like our health clinic, our sewing class. All of those were begun because a volunteer came in and said, have you ever thought about? And we love that because we know that that's probably what the community needs. Right. But it's so easy for somebody to volunteer. They can come to that class or they can call and we can do one-on-one. And we love for them to come and bring their time and their talents.
Oh, fantastic. 2 more questions for you. If someone wants to make a donation, is there a certain type of donations that you take or don't take?
We take money.
Monetary donations
We
would be
love
extremely
that.
helpful.
And then, of course, in the thrift store, we take nearly anything, TVs and big entertainment centers and things like that we just cannot move them, or desks, big desks. But we take nearly anything, and then of course what we don't use we can recycle it and work with some other people.
Cliff, Jane, thank you so much.
Thank
Not
you.
only for your time, but for sharing all of this and doing what you do for Murfreesboro.
Our pleasure.
What separates us from other companies in Tennessee, that's going to be our mission to our customers, is to always improve the quality of life. That's from taking care of your pest to a friendly voice on the phone when you call, to a technician that comes out, he's competent, he's going to solve the problem for you. We're considered a full encompassing service, so we're going to take care of 50 plus different pests, and we'll always have your back.
Welcome back. I'm going to share another quote with you this morning. This is one that I posted back in 2020, but has really stuck with me. You'll never speak to anyone more than you speak to yourself in your head, so be kind to yourself. I've told myself that many a time. So again, just wanted to share that with you this morning. Thanks so much for joining us here. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning on Friday.